What is up, everybody? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you with Dallas Stewart. Dallas, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yep. All right. Week 9, we went 500. We went dead even, 7-7. It was an interesting week, a fun week of doing red zones, especially with all the upsets that happened last week. So that made it a hell of a red zone week, man. I was so happy to have a stream like that. We had a great slate of games last Sunday.
We sure did.
Yeah, it was awesome, especially that Jaguars upset over the Bills. But now we're on the Week 10, brand new week, NFL 2021 Week 10 game picks of the 2021 season. First off, Thursday Night Football, we got the Baltimore Ravens, who clawed their way back against the Minnesota Vikings and won it 34-31 in overtime, taking on the Miami Dolphins, who won the toilet bowl against the Houston Texans. Lock of the week, early on a primetime game, Ravens in a blowout. Give me the Baltimore Ravens, lock of the week.
Yeah, give me the Ravens in a massacre. Yeah, lock of the week. This is another bad Thursday night game. Ravens get to 7-2.
Yeah, this will be just like week 1 of the 2019 season when the Ravens did Miami dirty like that with Lamar Jackson having that hell of a game that he had that back in 2019 in week 1. I think.
Was it week 1 or? Oh, yeah, it was week 1. Wasn't it?
That game was in Miami.
Wasn't it like 59 to? Wasn't it like 59-0 or something?
It was a massive blowout, I'll tell you that much. All right.
Yeah, I remember that game.
All right, up next, we got the New Orleans Saints going to Nashville to take on the Tennessee Titans. The Saints almost had it, and then they lost it after a big play to Cordell Patterson, which set them up in field goal range, which the Falcons kicked the game-winning field goal in the final second. This is huge because the Saints have a tiebreaker over us, so we were wanting teams with tiebreakers over us to lose. And then the Tennessee Titans went into L.A. and exposed the Rams offense. They just stuck it to Matthew Stafford, picked them off twice. One of them, a Kevin Byard house call. And Adrian Peterson was the one who scored the dagger in his first game as a Tennessee Titan. Without Derrick Henry, that I'll tell you what, man. One guy had like 3 sacks in the first half. I forgot, was it who had 3 sacks for Tennessee in the first half?
Simmons. I can't remember his first name.
Yeah, Simmons had a hell of a game for the Titans defense. Just got after.
Autry had a good game.
Yeah, they sacked Matthew Stafford, I think, 4 times in the first half. 4 times in the first half. And the Titans, they just were able to just get it going, man. Pick 6, defensive touchdowns always help too, and they just were able to just stick it to the Rams. And that, I think, to me, was a statement win for the Titans. Huge statement win for Tennessee. They're rolling. They're rolling ever since they lost that game to the Jets. They've just been on a roll. Give me Tennessee to get a win at home. I'm taking the Titans.
Yeah, give me the Titans to keep it rolling and get to 8-2 as they currently have home field in the AFC right now.
Yeah. Whew. All right. Up next, we got the Buffalo Bills going to Metlife Stadium to take on the New York Jets. Jets, just end the season. The Jets got beat pretty handily by the Indianapolis Colts, after losing Mike White in that game, which Mike White getting injured after basically Zach Wilson. Mike White after he had that big game against the Cincinnati Bengals where he just beat the Bengals and threw for like 400-some-odd yards and whatever he did for the first time since Vinny Testaverde. I think it's showing that Mike White was a one. Do you think now it's time to put the one-game wonder label on Mike White?
It might be time to, yeah.
Granted, they did try to edge their way back, but it was too little too late after the Colts put 45 points on them. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills fell for the biggest trap of the year with the upset of the year, getting upset by the Jacksonville Jaguars. No touchdowns at all by either freaking team. Hell, Geno Smith outperformed Josh Allen in his game against the Jaguars compared to what Josh Allen did against the Jaguars last week, which is kind of hilarious when I look back on that. But man, the Bills, they're going to be coming into this game super, super pissed that they freaking laid that egg in Jacksonville, in Duval. That is such a bad loss for the Bills. I think the Bills are going to be super pissed, and they are going to really take it out on the Jets, and they're going to show no mercy. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, give me the Bills to bounce back. I can't see them losing a second straight to another bad team. I just can't see it.
Yeah, me neither, man. But who's going to quarterback the Jets as Mike White got hurt? Will it be Johnson again?
Probably will be Josh Johnson since Wilson's still out for a couple more weeks, I think.
And I heard the Jets brought back Joe Flacco, too.
Did they?
I think they did a little bit back, I heard.
Wow.
All right. Up next, we got the Detroit Lions taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers barely squeaked it out against the Chicago Bears, and the Lions are coming off of their bye week. Let's be real, the Lions are atrocious, and it started to show after the way they got blown out by Philadelphia. Give me the Steelers to make the Lions 0-9. Give me the Steelers.
Yeah, give me the Steelers big. They're going to get their fifth straight.
Yep. All right, up next, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going to Indy to take on the Colts. The Colts, like we mentioned, knocked Mike White out of the game and took care of business against the Jets. The Jaguars with the upset of the year back on Sunday. Crazy game for us to react to on Red Zone. That was a fun one to react to. Did not think they were going to pull that one off, but upset of the year. That was insane what the Jags did to the Bills. But they're going to be in for a massive letdown. Give me the Colts big at home against the Jaguars. Give me the Colts.
Yeah, give me the Colts to get to 500. I think the Jaguars are due for a letdown.
Yeah. Up next, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to FedEx Field, taking on in a rematch of the wild card game, the Washington football team. Last week, I think is Washington coming off their bye?
I think they both are.
Yeah, Washington and Tampa Bay both coming up the bye week, just like us.
Yeah.
Yep. Ooh, and man, Tom Brady, they're still rolling. Give me the Buccaneers to repeat what they did in the wild card, but maybe this time it'll be a bigger deficit. This time, bigger lead for them this time around than what they did when they struggled in the wild card against them. Give me Tampa Bay big.
Yeah, give me Tampa to repeat what they did in the wild card game and bounce back after that loss to the Saints in New Orleans before the bye week.
Yeah. That's right. They did lose to the Saints before the bye week. And Washington, what happened to Washington before the bye week
I
again?
think they lost to Denver.
That's right. They did lose to Denver barely. All right. Up next, we got the Cleveland Browns taking on the New England Patriots. The Browns just stuck it to the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Patriots just stuck it to the Panthers as we expected. As we said, the Panthers are frauds, and it's starting to show. Sam Darnold is definitely not the answer for the Panthers, but Baker Mayfield, Browns, after letting go of Odell Beckham Jr., saying no Odell, no problem, they just freaking let loose on Cincinnati. And the Patriots, like we mentioned, just showed why Sam Darnold's still a fraud and made him. And it was basically a flashback of Sam Darnold seeing ghosts against the Patriots from back when he was with the Jets. But the Cleveland Browns, man, let's see how much they can get it rolling again. Now that it looks like for Odell Beckham Jr., speaking of Odell Beckham Jr., he cleared waivers and now he's officially a free agent. And he's top prioritizing trying to get to the Green Bay Packers.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've seen on there for rumors. There are other teams rumored in the mix too. But Seahawks fans, don't get your hopes up on it. Just saying, you know. I mean, if anything, we'll see what happens with Odell Beckham Jr. If he goes to Green Bay, then, you know, so be it. Look out for them, especially with having him, Devontae Adams, and Lazard. But there are other teams still making a push for him, and let's see who that team will turn up. But anyway, back to this game at hand, Browns and Patriots. I'm going to take the Browns.
Yeah, I'm probably going to take the Browns to keep their momentum from last week. It seems like they're just a better team without Odell. I know that they had to put Chubb back on the virus list.
Yeah.
So that would be a big loss, and they still don't have Kareem Hunt. But I like them over New England.
Wait, who's on the COVID list for Cleveland?
Chubb.
Nick Chubb? Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're still going to roll, even with Dearness Johnson. All right, up next, we got the Falcons going to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. The rematch of last year when the Falcons blew that big lead last year in, was it week 2?
I think it was week 2. It was week 2, I believe.
Yeah, last year, a rematch of that game. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys laid an absolute egg against the Denver Broncos. Nobody, and I mean nobody, not even you and me, saw that one coming. That was insane the way they laid that egg against Denver. But This is the Falcons they're taking on. I got the Cowboys bouncing back and taking out that loss on Atlanta. Give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, give me the Cowboys to bounce back after that they laid last week, and plus it would help the Seahawks out since the Falcons are 4-4 and currently the 7th seed.
Yeah.
So the Seahawks, kind of need the Falcons to lose to the Cowboys.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter unless we take care of our business, but still.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, we got the Carolina Panthers going to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. As we said, the Panthers are frauds. Darnold's starting to show why he's a fraud. He got waxed by the Patriots.
Another bad game by him.
Yep.
3 picks.
And meanwhile, the Arizona Cardinals, no Kyler Murray and no DeAndre Hopkins, and they waxed the 49ers with Colt McCoy, and James Conner had a hell of a game, and Eno Benjamin had the other touchdown for Arizona, and their defense just got after freaking Jimmy Garoppolo, and freaking Byron Murphy had a nice little strip on George Kittle, stripping Kittle on one play, and they just really found a lot of ways to lose that game, the 49ers did. But man, the fact that they carved them up with Colt McCoy. Now, are they going to get Kyler Murray back this week? Or can they afford I think they might be able to afford to rest him another week, and Colt McCoy should be able to take care of business with him and James Conner and Christian Kirk and whoever else they get back on the offense. I don't know if Murray will play or not, or if Hopkins will play or not, but this looks like another game that they can afford to rest them again. But give me the Cardinals to just wax the Panthers. Give me the Cardinals.
Yeah, give me the Cardinals to keep it rolling. They look like the class of the NFC right now.
Yeah. All right, up next, we got the Minnesota Vikings going to SoFi Stadium to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. The Vikings blew that big lead and choked in overtime against the Baltimore Ravens. And meanwhile, the Chargers went into Philadelphia and barely squawked it out against the Philadelphia Eagles, 27-24. That was a hell of a game back and forth until Justin Herbert was able to lead the Chargers downfield for Dustin Hopkins to kick the game-winning field goal. Ooh, this is going to be a good game. Vikings and whatnot, do they start to go on a downhill slide maybe? And Chargers, man, we'll see. I'm going to actually go ahead and I'm going to take the Los Angeles Chargers to beat the Vikings at home. I'm going to take the Chargers. But I think this will be a good game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. But give me the Chargers to get to 6-3. The Vikings, they just haven't been able to finish this year in like 3 of their games. And I think Mike Zimmer's job status is on the line this year.
Big time.
They could move on from Mike Zimmer if they only end up winning like 6 or 7 games.
Yeah. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. All right, here comes our game. Seahawks going to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers, and we know the story about the whole thing. Aaron Rodgers sat out with COVID, and Jordan Love had to play at Kansas City, which they lost that one 13-7. The defense kept them in it, and I know the Packers lost Kenny Clark, so that's a big blow to their defense, and I'm going into this week expecting to take on Aaron Rodgers. I know he's not going to be practicing all this week, and he's probably going to get his clear date.
We won't know until Saturday.
Yeah, we won't know until Saturday, but at this point, and I mean, what else can we expect? For me, I'm approaching this week expecting Aaron Rodgers to play.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, and Russell Wilson.
We can only hope he's resty.
Yeah, Russell Wilson is cleared. That's big news that Russell Wilson got cleared by the doctor, so he's back practicing. He's expected to play in Green Bay this coming Sunday. Man, I really hope that we can end that drought. We have not won in Lambeau Field since 1999, and I heard Chris Carson is maybe practicing again Wednesday too, and then D. Eskridge was going to be practicing again, which is good for us because hopefully he can add another dimension, and he did add it. I love the flash he showed in Indianapolis until he got that concussion and then was on injured reserve for a while, but man, it's just, we have not been good at Lambeau Field, and it's just always tough to play there, especially against the Packers there. I mean, we just for some strange reason, we suck in Lambeau Field. Man, I hope that I'm wrong on this one too, but if Rodgers plays, then it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, just saying. And then if he doesn't, I like our chances, but I'm going into this week expecting to play Aaron Rodgers. That's all I gotta say. And unfortunately, I gotta go Green Bay at home against us. But I hope I'm wrong. Knock on wood. because, I want us to try to get back in that race, especially if we can try to fight for that 7th seed in the wild card. But I think Green Bay might be one of our other losses this year if Rodgers plays, that is. And like I said, I'm approaching this week expecting to play Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams and Allen Lazard and all those weapons, except for Robert Tonyan.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I'm going to pick Green Bay just because I expect Aaron Rodgers to play, but I hope they can just come out strong and maybe carry some of that momentum from the Jacksonville game, and having Wilson back, I just hope it sparks them.
It better,
It definitely should spark their offense.
Yeah, big time, but we still got to face the Smiths, and I don't know. I don't think Jaire Alexander's going to be back, which that should be a huge advantage to try to link up Wilson to DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Hopefully they can have some field days, but knowing Aaron Rodgers, he's going to keep them in the game, and I never sleep on Aaron Rodgers. But if he doesn't play, I will be surprised, and I'll like our chances. If by some chance he doesn't play, which they're saying he said there's a small chance that he might not play, but I'm still approaching it that I'm expecting us to play Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, preview of that one coming, hopefully. Maybe I'll get a niche on that one, but if I decide to do a preview, I haven't really been up to doing previews lately, so this is kind of a preview of what we're talking about. Obviously, we gotta try to cover up Devontae Adams and Allen Lazard, shut them down, and then of course, like I said, Tonyan's out for the year, so that's a big blow for Green Bay.
Is Kenny Clark out for the year or just this game?
I think Kenny Clark is out for a while, so someone in the comments let me know about Kenny Clark.
I know he destroyed us in that 2017 game in Week 1.
Yep, I was there in Lambeau Field that day in a hot September day. But then also, we can't forget about Aaron Jones, who's obviously Green Bay's best running back, too.
And A.J. Dillon, the other running back.
A.J. Dillon is physical. Got to try to find a way to limit the damage that those two can do on the ground, too, because they're going to hand off to those two. And we saw how they can affect the game on the ground, too. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be tough, but hope for the best, though. I just hope we can find some way to bounce back and hopefully get some momentum going into our home game.
Somehow pull this one off. We got a really hard game next week against Arizona, but then after that, the schedule kind of softens up a little bit.
Yeah, and by the way, speaking of which, for that Arizona game, I will be in a suite that game. I will be in the Wells Fargo suite at Lumen Field for the game against Arizona, just letting y'all know. So that means super early player interactions coming because I get to get in 3 hours before the game. So stay tuned for that in Week 11. So, all right. Other than that, up next, we got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Denver Broncos. The Eagles, tight game. They fought hard against L.A. They just couldn't hold back Justin Herbert from getting them in the field goal range for the Dustin Hopkins game winner. Meanwhile, the Broncos with a surprising upset, and they just stuck it to the Dallas Cowboys after trading Von Miller to Los Angeles to the Rams. That was the probably one of the biggest surprises of the week. And yeah, this one, we'll see how good this game could be. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna actually take Denver to get back-to-back wins.
Yeah, give me Denver to get 3. Would it be? I think it would be 3 in a row.
Yeah, because they beat Washington, like you mentioned.
Yeah, give me Denver to get to a surprising 6-4 after shipping Von Miller to the Rams.
Yeah, I'll go with that, but we'll see how Jalen Hurts comes out after that loss. But he had regardless of it, Jalen Hurts still had a hell of a game against the Chargers, though.
Yeah, Eagles have been pretty competitive, even though their record's not very good.
Yeah, so I'll give them that. They've been very competitive.
Yeah.
All right. Sunday Night Football. Kansas City Chiefs going to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. The Raiders laid a surprising egg against the New York Giants. Daniel Jones did not make Daniel Jones mistakes, and the car ended up breaking down in MetLife Stadium as Derek Carr got pick 6 by Xavier McKinney, the X-Man, and the defense of the Giants has really got after Derek Carr. Evan Ingram Also, Moss Jonathan Abram, which that got on You Got Moss last night. An incredible catch. We saw that on Red Zone. We even said that could get on You Got Moss, remember?
Yeah.
And the Chiefs barely squeaked it out against the Aaron Rodgers-less Green Bay Packers, with Jordan Love having that only touchdown pass to Alan Lazard on that 4th down. But obviously, Kelsey with the only touchdown, and of course the 3 field goals from Harrison Butker was enough to get it done. Sunday Night Football, I mean, with the Chiefs, now the Chiefs going up against a better defense than what they went up against. I mean, granted, Green Bay's defense is still pretty good regardless of it all, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Las Vegas Raiders at home to bounce back after that loss against the Giants. But I just like the Raiders a little more, and we'll see if Kansas City can still put up a fight against them. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Raiders at home on Sunday Night Football in the bright lights of primetime in Las Vegas.
Yeah, give me the Raiders to bounce back after that loss to the Giants. I'm just not sold on Kansas City's offense. There's just something wrong with their offense.
Yeah, I mean, with the way Mahomes has been turning the ball over, it's clear. It's obviously clear.
Yeah,
All right.
They're definitely not the team they were last year or the year before.
Certainly not. All right, you ready for the last one?
Yeah.
NFC West rivalry on Monday Night Football. Got the Los Angeles Rams going up to Santa Clara to take on the San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football in an NFC West rivalry. The Rams got absolutely stunned and owned by the Tennessee Titans. That defense got after Matthew Stafford. And 4 sacks in the first half, and of course that pick 6 by Kevin Byard. Meanwhile, the 49ers, they got dominated by Colt McCoy and freaking James Conner and Eno Benjamin, because those are the only 2 running backs that scored touchdowns. And Colt McCoy just took a giant crap on the 49ers.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I mean, none of us saw it coming, but the Cardinals completed the sweep of the San Francisco 49ers. First time the 49ers have gotten swept by the Cardinals since 2018 when Jimmy G was injured, and they got swept by Josh Rosen. First time the Cardinals have swept the 49ers since Josh Rosen was their quarterback.
I remember that year where Jimmy G tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Their season was down the toilet after that.
Yeah, Jimmy G tore his ACL against the Kansas City Chiefs that year too. All right, but other than that, the Rams getting bounced by the Titans and the 49ers getting bounced by the Cardinals the way that they did. I like the Rams bouncing back more, and I think the Rams take this game against the 49ers. So give me the Los Angeles Rams to bounce back and beat the 49ers.
Yeah, give me the Rams to get to 8-2. I think the Niners might have back-to-back losing seasons after making it to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They're really banged up this year.
Yeah.
I think they just lost Mike McGlinchey, their right tackle.
Yeah, I heard that.
For the rest of the year.
That's a big loss. That means Aaron Donald's going to eat.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Donald's going to be eating.
And this should be Von Miller's debut with the Rams.
Yeah, Von Miller and Aaron Donald will definitely be eating up on Jimmy Garoppolo this game, and I agree with that. And there you have it for our Week 10 picks. Hopefully we're wrong about our game for Seahawks and Packers. Hopefully we can bounce back and, try to make a push for that last wild card spot, because there's no way in hell we're catching there's no way in heck we're catching the Cardinals or the Rams. So if we're able to get 3 teams in there, but it is what it is, and we put ourselves in that hole. But other than that, got Ravens over Dolphins, Titans over Saints, Bills over Jets, Steelers over Lions, Colts over Jaguars, Buccaneers over Washington, Browns over Patriots, Cowboys over Falcons, Cardinals over Panthers, Chargers over Vikings, Broncos over Eagles, Raiders over Chiefs, and Rams over 49ers. And that's Week 10. But Seahawks-wise, if we can get it, knock on wood, and hope that we can hopefully end the Lambeau Field drought and somehow manage to pull out a win against Aaron Rodgers, who we are most likely expected to see play against us.
Yeah.
All right. And we're going to sign out with that. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. And as always, go Seahawks.